Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well and prepared, because this weekend we are playing versus Roma on Sunday in l'Olimpico. With or without Mourinho, I don't care, but we have a lot of things to speak about in our schedules. We will start, unfortunately, with the defeat of the next gen yesterday. Let's speak about some individualities like MATIAS SOULE, that for me was man of the match, especially with his performance in second half. Danilo 2025, controversy. Some people are happy, some people are absolutely not happy. What is my opinion about it? Going to the copy-paste of De Laurentiis, Andrea Agnelli, De Laurentiis, Super League yes, Super League no. Message to Dusan from the fans after the training session of yesterday. Segna per noi. What does that mean? Well, we will go and speak about that in a second. Locatelli, Miretti back in training because they are preparing that big game of Sunday where Juventus, with Mourinho, without Mourinho, we have to win. Guys, put a maximum of like yesterday. You did fantastically well. We didn't reach 500 likes. I'm sure we can do it today, so don't hesitate. Smash that button, maximum of likes, subscribe to the channel if you didn't yet. And now we start with the next gen. What can we say about the next gen? Well, next gen yesterday did a honorable game. It's the first of two games because the final in Serie C is home and away. We played in our stadium, in the Allianz Stadium, with 21,500 supporters. Something new for our next gen. We lost 2-1, but we didn't deserve to lose because the guys played well, especially in that second half. That first half was not perfect, and to tell you, there were two players that were fantastic in the first half. The goalkeeper, Crespi. Guys, we needed a goalkeeper in our next-gen team because our goalkeepers were, unfortunately, not fantastic. Well, Crespi gave some solidity, gave some reassurance to the team with two, if not three, fantastic saves in the first 45 minutes. He was able actually to keep us in the game for a really long time. And then Yocolano, the most experienced for the Juve next gen, because you know that we can have 2-3 players that are a bit older than 21 years old, 23 years old. Yocolano was one of them. 33, was playing really well in that midfield. Unfortunately, big injury for him. And it's not the first time that someone injured himself when they are playing for the first time in the Allianz Stadium. It happened to Cecilia Salvai. Do you remember Juve Fiorentina? Big injury for her. She missed the World Cup back then, so it was a few years ago. And now it happened to Yocolano, and I believe that the season is over. Hopefully not, because he was doing quite well. MATIAS SOULE, you clearly see that when he has the ball, it is a total different player. He is from another level. He is fantastic. You know, guys, last year I was already watching him with the under-23. He was playing well, and of course promoted to the first team, but he was not doing what he did yesterday. Yesterday, short spaces, dribbles, but also 4 times penetration balls. The vision of the kid increased at the level that is incredible. Left foot that is fantastic in the second half, hitting the bar with a fantastic free kick. MATIAS SOULE, when he had the ball in his feet, he clearly made the difference, and that we know it, and we can see it clearly when he's training and playing with the first team. That experience, he brought it yesterday into the team. In the first half, così for Ealing Jr., he was not really involved. He was playing a bit deeper, and you see also clearly that he received some tasks to pay attention to the defensive phase. When he has the ball and when he has the opportunity to go up, well, the turbo is there. I didn't really like the performance of Ealing Jr. He received a 7 in Tuttosport, not really deserved, even if the goal of the momentarily 1-1 is coming from him, because he was there after MATIAS SOULE hitting the bar. Guys, what can I say about the performance of the next gen? I really loved Martin Palumbo that entered for Yocolano. Beautiful regista on loan from Udinese. I don't know if he will become a top player, but yesterday performance was really great. Yesterday we were not alone in the stadium because we had a few people there from the first team, starting with Massimiliano Allegri that was watching them. For the people that say he's not interested in youth, he was there to watch the game. Pinsoglio was there, Padoin, but also Danilo that yesterday celebrated his renewal 2025. He spoiled it a bit on the 14th of February in Tuttosport with a beautiful 2 pages article. Yesterday it was official, 2025 for the Brazilian one, and here the controversy starts, because a lot of people are happy because they said he deserved it, because he loves the shirt, because he's giving a kiss to the shirt, because whatever you want to. And then you have other people that are saying he is a mediocre player. Juventus accept mediocrity. If we are going from people like Del Piero, Buffon, Chiellini, and now we give that armband and we renew players like Danilo, it is absolutely not acceptable for Juve. What is my opinion? First of all, we have to understand one thing. Danilo is not the captain of Juventus. Danilo is vice captain of Juventus. That's one thing. Therefore, if we are speaking about the field, Danilo has been a player that showed that he can play in a 4-man defense, in a 3-man defense. He can play on the right side as a right back, left back. He can play in the middle of the defense with 3 men. He can play on the left, on the right. He can also play in a 4-man defense as a center back. If really needed, he can even pay attention in the middle of the field. It's a player that has that flexibility, being able to adapt himself. Of course, it is not Cafu as a right back, and this is not what we can expect from Danilo. We are sure about it. It's not one that is going with skills, with dribbles, with a lot of velocity, like a Kneeling Jr., for example. It is not a Cancelo. And I believe that Danilo is paying a bit that comparison of Cancelo, Danilo, but they are total different players. For me, it's a player with his adaptability, but also the fact that he's giving security to that solidity in defense that totally deserve the renewal at Juventus, my opinion. Then if we are speaking about captaincy, kissing the shirt and whatever you want, I already told you he's not captain, but what is a captain of the team? Is a captain, the definition of captain, is that the best player on the field? No, I don't believe so. I don't believe that in every single team of the world, the best player becomes captain. No, if you're looking at Google with a really fast search, what does that mean? Major point of being a captain. Well, the captain embodies the 3 C's in leading their team: caring, courageous, and consistent. He played the most games in Serie A, 24 games in Serie A this season. If you're looking at last season, exactly the same. The player that is the most consistent, he is courageous, and he's caring. He's absolutely caring for a team. Being named a team captain is quite a honor. The position of captain is given to those athletes whom the rest of the team respect and trust to lead the team in the right direction. Guys, if you are reading these few sentences, well, the team has elected Danilo to become the vice captain over an Alexandro, over a Quadrado that in the beginning of the season, in absence of Bonucci, were having the armband. The team, they chose him as the guide to lead them in the right direction in a moment of really difficulty. So I can tell you guys that the captain is not always the best player on the field. But then if you're looking at the players that we have today in terms of captain, who do you want to give the armband to? And then it's not because you're the best one on the field that automatically you become a captain. Captain is someone that is caring for the other one, that is regrouping it, that is working with the words unity. Anyway, I'm super happy. Yesterday, something that maybe a lot of people didn't notice, but it was Calvo, CEO of Juventus, that showed also that 2025 shirt of Danilo, entering more and more in that sporting role, or at least taking care of it in the absence of Cherubini. Corriere dello Sport is speaking about the appeal of Juve. Eccolo, here is the appeal of Juve. They are actually 3 days too late. 3 days too late. Anyway, it is what it is. We already spoke about it. I also made a short on YouTube. If you didn't watch it, please watch it, because it's really in 1 minute explained the big reasons of the appeal. Gazzetta dello Sport is speaking about Cianaloglu. They are also speaking about Ferrari, because today they are doing the test, because this weekend we start again with Ferrari, with Charles Leclerc. Let's go. De Laurentiis, I told you about that copy paste of De Laurentiis yesterday. De Laurentiis shocking words if you are comparing with the words of Andrea Agnelli. The first thing he said, and I'm really happy because I was curious, because I was totally agreeing with De Laurentiis for once. He said, the football, calcio, football, not only the Italian one, but football is old. And we are responsible if the youth is missing more and more and more. Nicolo Schira reported also the fact that he said that calcio is dead, not only old, but dead, and needs to be changed. New changes need to be given in the football world. He's also complaining about UEFA, because he's saying UEFA is receiving money, profit, they are making profit, and we have absolutely no idea where that money is going to. Guys, does that remember you something? Does that remember you someone that is speaking about it since years and explaining exactly the same as De Laurentiis? Then he continued to say that we need to change because the Europa League, the Champions League, these European competitions are not working anymore. He said, I said no to the Super League. He said no to the Super League. I believe personally it's because nobody asked him and because he was not invited. But he said no, but he wants to play a tournament where every big Serie A, La Liga, every big league are immediately qualifying the first 6 teams, and the minor leagues only the first one. Really strange. But anyway, he's working, and he said it yesterday, I am working on a new tournament. Super League B, or maybe he will call it League Super. I don't know. Anyway, the words of De Laurentiis, guys, just to explain a bit, they were shocking to me and surprising because it comes from De Laurentiis that is just copy-pasting the words of Andrea Agnelli. Andrea Agnelli is already warning us since 3, 4, 5 years about the consequences that the football is going to, the dangers, maybe the death of football as we know it today, and exactly the same word, speaking about youth, etc., has been taken by De Laurentiis. So, in a way, yes, shocking, surprising, but that means that we are going towards a reality. Football is dying if there is no change. So we need to change. Then, he spoke about the Super League that he didn't want to, but again, it's because he was not invited. Anyway, Tuttosport was speaking about Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan, please make Mourinho collapse, because Mourinho is an annoying guy, really annoying guy. But anyway, yesterday the supporters, they were out of the stadium and they asked to Dusan Vlahovic to score. Segna per noi, score for us in the game versus Roma. He already did it in that 1-1 in our home with a fantastic free kick. We are asking him to do the same. The controversy is increasing around Dusan Vlahovic. The words of Commisso are absolutely not helping. What a hater, that guy. But anyway, Vlahovic needs to come back, needs to score. We are waiting for that goal so that he can live that week before Freiburg in total serenity, being relaxed. He needs it, and we need also his goals. I told you about yesterday. Kostic, Cuadrado, and Paul Pogba, they were training individually in the gym. This was scheduled, this was planned, so absolutely no problem. Pogba is not injured, Cuadrado and Kostic neither, but they were training individually. But it was beautiful to see again Miretti on the field. We were waiting for him, and Locatelli. Locatelli, that will be a starter, whatever it costs, will be a starter versus Roma and versus Freiburg. He will take his position again in the middle of the field in a game where, unfortunately, in that 1-1, one goal was cancelled to him. So hopefully he can do it again tomorrow. But this time, please, a goal that is allowed. We will need him, our Locatelli. They are going with the lineups that are going towards a 3-5-2 with De Sciglio instead of Cuadrado, Vlahovic, Di Maria up front, Chiesa, Pogba on the bench, Kostic on the left, Rabiot, Locatelli, and Fagioli in the middle. 3 Brazilian defense in the back. This is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We spoke about a lot of things, guys. I'm curious about all your opinion. Yeah, I'm curious. The next gen, did you watch the game, yes or no? What about Danilo? What you think about Danilo? De Laurentiis copying Super League. Hey. Yes. Message to Dusan. Do you want Dusan to score? Did you give up already to Dusan? And then Locatelli and Miretti. Are you happy to see them back on the bench or from the starting position versus Roma? Grazie, forza, Juve.